terms of cooperation between the different committees, agriculture and fisheries, but also on the different projects. Thank you.
Mr. Eriksson, please.
Okay, we are in Brussels and it's very easy to everything is a little overviewed. But we have to go back to the farmers. It's the farmers who can do the difference here. And for example, one example is the Baltic Deal and this 140 demonstration farms is built up around the Baltic Sea now, from Sweden to Holland, all the countries represented. This Baltic Deal is we have investments for that for about 2030. I think it's very, very important that we can get some kind of economic situation for that program to go on for at least 4 or 5 more years. What does it take to get the cells running? And then in this system you can learn farmers around the Baltic Sea and you can benchmarking them and you can get new technology out and new experience. It's probably the cheapest way to get waves on the water around these farms. Thank you.
Thank you, and then the final question. Please.
Yeah, I would like to add at the end that in many countries there are one so-called very efficient water protection measure. For instance, in Sweden you are using catch crop, also in Denmark. But it has not been transferred from one country to another. And there must be some barriers why it is not transferred. If it's a good measure, why it is not used there. And I was also thinking that in wastewater treatment plants they are using a lot of chemical treatments. And we could also use, let's say, ferric sulfate or calcium sulfate for trapping phosphorus and erosion. And they seem to be a good measure, but they are not yet in a use largely. So maybe we should also discuss this type of measures, how they should be implemented in each of the countries. Thank you.
Thank you. Who will come in from the panel? Very short. First, Leonard.
Very short. I mean, we have a saying that we say that we will never know enough, but we know enough to act with the resources, how big or big or small they are. And I think that's important because we will always learn more about measures. The problem is that the will to act and react in countries and among farmers as individuals differs a lot.
Thank you. Any more comments here? Yeah, Michael, one last comment.
Very brief. Catch crops, I take your point. We should be increasing them. Several member states across Europe have obligations on farmers in relation to catch crops. On erosion, we have a proposal which the Council has blocked. One member of the Baltic Sea, actually, Germany, has been instrumental in not having a soil directive. And so we're blocked. We have the proposal made, which we believe would be very useful. Sectoral cooperation, I think the Parliament is rather better than the Council. No, I won't say that. That's what I will say is that on sectoral cooperation, increasingly we are beginning to work from DG Environment's viewpoint with DG Mare with the marine issues. And I think it's something that we've lacked over quite some time, because I would like to see, for instance, the eutrophication of many seas around Europe begin to be traced back to where the problem really is, so that we address the problem, rather than putting fishermen out of business, or putting fish out of business, or whoever out of business, or hoteliers out of business. But that pressure needs to come not just through the Commission, it needs to come in member states. And I have a very good few examples that I won't mention.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you to the panel, and thank you to you for this active discussion. I will now give the floor to Kai, who will wrap up today's program. So please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Mats. Thank you indeed
to everyone here. It has been a very intense, very exciting, very interesting seminar. Thanks to all of you, and we have seen today that we have a specific common problem in the Baltic Sea region, but we have challenges in finding the common solutions. Solutions are rather local and tailored and focused. But that's not to forget that that we have certain common legislation that we heard that is in place, and we should also see that is implemented. But increasingly, it seems to address specific problems, we need specific measures on a more voluntary basis, and that's where we come to this pillar 2 in the CAP, and that has a role to play in advancing the environmentally sustainable farming practices, and that's also the key, referring to the last comment in the panel, that we should support active measures and that farmers adopt that can sustain agriculture, but put agriculture on a more sustainable course. We heard earlier that monitoring is important. We have the monitoring capacity in place, but on EU level maybe we need a monitoring framework in order to make really use of that, and to be able to design measures which can be measured on the basis of their outcome and impact. Also the issue of increasing the farmers' participation also through collective actions is one important point to take into account. But now next, we have actors and responsibilities on all levels. The farmers are the one with knowledge at the European level is seeing the situation overall. And now it's the European Parliament who will also have a key role in the common decision process on the CAP, and we welcome the MEPs really to take into account the specific concerns raised here and use their power both in budget terms and with regards to adapting the content of the proposal. So these issues are acknowledged. So with those words, I will leave you, and thank you again for this, and